Carrie Underwood, the beloved country music icon, had always been known for her powerful performances and the deep connection she shared with her fans. Her music was loved by millions, and her passion for singing had made her a household name. But on one fateful night, everything changed. It was supposed to be just another performance at one of her concerts, but this particular show would become the center of a controversy that no one saw coming. The performance in question took place at a charity event, where Carrie was invited to sing for a good cause. As usual, she gave it her all, pouring her heart and soul into the song. She had spent weeks preparing, rehearsing every note, ensuring that everything would be perfect. But when she finished, there was a chilling silence that filled the room. The crowd was stunned, and Carrie couldn't understand why. Moments later, she learned that a prominent liberal TV host, known for his biting commentary, had mocked her performance during a live broadcast. He made several snide remarks about Carrie's singing, claiming it lacked depth and sincerity. He even said that her performance felt fake, and that it seemed like she was just going through the motions. The TV host's words were harsh and cutting, and they spread quickly across social media. Carrie, who was used to facing criticism, was shocked by the level of cruelty this time. She had always respected the opinions of her critics, but something about this felt different. This wasn't just about her music. It was a personal attack on her integrity as an artist. For the first time, Carrie felt the sting of mockery in a way that made her question whether it was worth putting herself out there at all. She didn't know what to do at first. Should she ignore it? Should she let it go, as she had with other criticisms in the past? But the more she thought about it, the more she realized that this was different. This time, the attack wasn't about her music. It was about her character. She couldn't just sit back and allow someone to tarnish her reputation so easily. But what shocked everyone more than the attack itself was Carrie's decision. Instead of letting it go, she decided to take action. Carrie Underwood, the country music superstar who had always been known for her grace and poise, was now considering a bold move. She was thinking of suing the TV host for mocking her performance. The moment Carrie Underwood made the decision to sue the TV host, the news spread like wildfire. People couldn't believe it. Carrie, known for being humble and kind, was taking a stand like never before. The idea of a celebrity, especially one as beloved as Carrie, suing a TV host for mockery seemed like a massive shift in how public figures handle criticism. But Carrie wasn't doing this out of anger. She wasn't seeking revenge. Instead, she felt it was important to set a precedent. If people were allowed to mock others without consequence, where would it end? She had spent years building her career on respect, hard work, and dedication, and she couldn't just stand by and let someone try to tear that down with cruel words. She had to defend herself, not just for her sake, but for the sake of everyone who had ever been unfairly ridiculed. Carrie's decision to take legal action didn't come lightly. She had always prided herself on maintaining a positive image, staying above the drama. But this was different. The TV host's comments were personal, and they had crossed a line. As she discussed the situation with her team, it became clear that they were all in agreement. This wasn't just about defending her honor. It was about standing up for the values she believed in. The legal battle wouldn't be easy. Carrie knew that going up against a prominent TV host, especially one with a massive following, would be a fight. The media would be watching her every move, waiting to see if she could hold her own. But Carrie was determined. She had faced challenges before, but this time, she felt it was worth it. She knew that if she backed down, it would send a message that it was okay for people in the public eye to be humiliated without consequence. And so, with the support of her legal team, Carrie officially filed a lawsuit against the TV host for defamation. The world watched as this high-profile legal battle began to unfold. People were shocked by Carrie's boldness, and they were eager to see how it would all play out. Once the lawsuit was filed, the media erupted. News outlets from across the country were covering the story, and it was impossible to ignore the headlines. Carrie Underwood takes on liberal TV host in legal battle, they read. The story was everywhere, on television, social media, and newspapers. People couldn't get enough of the drama. The public had been divided. On one side, fans and supporters of Carrie were applauding her for standing up for herself. They admired her strength and her refusal to let the TV host's words go unchallenged. To them, this was a moment of triumph for all those who had ever been unfairly judged or ridiculed. On the other side, critics of Carrie were quick to label her as sensitive or too dramatic. They claimed that she was overreacting, that she should have just laughed off the comments and moved on. Some even suggested that suing a TV host was an abuse of power, using her celebrity status to silence criticism. They argued that freedom of speech should protect the TV host's right to express his opinion, no matter how harsh. The controversy only grew as the media continued to cover the lawsuit. Talk shows, online forums, and social media platforms became battlegrounds for people to voice their opinions. The debates were heated, with people passionately defending either Carrie or the TV host. Some wondered if this would be a turning point in how celebrities were treated by the media. Was it fair for public figures to be subjected to this level of scrutiny? And if someone like Carrie Underwood could be mocked so openly, who was safe? The story reached a boiling point when the TV host himself made a public statement. He denied any wrongdoing, claiming that his comments were meant to be lighthearted and entertaining, not malicious. He argued that it was part of his job to be critical and that celebrities, including Carrie, should be able to handle a little bit of humor. But his words only fueled the fire. The public response was overwhelmingly negative, with many people accusing him of trying to downplay the situation and avoid responsibility. Carrie, on the other hand, kept a low profile. She wasn't interested in engaging in public back and forths. Instead, she let her legal team handle the matter, while she focused on her career and her music. But behind the scenes, she was preparing for what was to come. She knew that the battle ahead would not be easy, but she was ready for it. The courtroom drama began when Carrie's lawsuit went to trial. Cameras filled the room as the legal battle between the country star and the liberal TV host unfolded before a packed audience. The tension in the courtroom was palpable, with both sides presenting their arguments. Carrie's legal team argued that the host's remarks had caused serious damage to her reputation, while the TV host team claimed that his comments were protected by freedom of speech. Carrie's side of the case focused on the personal nature of the TV host's mockery. They presented evidence showing how the comments had affected her career, her personal life, and her relationship with her fans. They argued that mockery, especially in such a public forum, went beyond acceptable criticism and had crossed into harmful territory. The defense, however, countered by pointing out that Carrie was a public figure, and as such, she should expect to be criticized from time to time. The courtroom was divided, with both sides making compelling arguments. Carrie's supporters, who had been following the case closely, packed the courtroom, and they cheered whenever her legal team made a strong point. Meanwhile, the TV host supporters argued that he had the right to express his opinion without fear of legal repercussions. As the trial continued, both Carrie and the TV host took the stand. Carrie spoke passionately about the impact the comments had on her, explaining how they had hurt her deeply and made her feel as though her character had been called into question. The TV host, on the other hand, defended his actions, insisting that he had no ill intentions and that his words were simply meant to entertain. The case went back and forth, with the judge carefully considering all of the evidence. The outcome of the trial was still unclear, but one thing was certain. This case would go down in history as a landmark moment for public figures and their right to protect their reputation. As the trial neared its end, an unexpected twist occurred. The TV host, realizing that the case was not going in his favor, made a shocking offer. He proposed a public apology, stating that he had never meant to hurt Carrie Underwood with his remarks. He acknowledged that his words had been harsh and that he understood the impact they had on her. He also agreed to donate a large sum of money to a charity of Carrie's choice as a gesture of goodwill. Carrie's legal team was taken aback by the sudden offer. It wasn't what they had expected, but it was a proposal that would allow both sides to avoid a lengthy and costly legal battle. Carrie, who had been holding firm in her decision to fight for justice, now had a tough choice to make. Should she accept the apology and move forward, or should she continue with the lawsuit, pushing for a court victory? As she deliberated, Carrie reflected on everything that had brought her to this point. She had always believed in standing up for herself, but now she had decided the apology was enough. It was a moment of reckoning for the country star. The world waited, holding its breath to see what she would choose. Would she accept the apology and move on, or would she continue her legal fight, determined to make a statement? Carrie Underwood's decision would send shockwaves across the world. After much consideration, she decided to accept the apology. In a statement to the press, Carrie said, "While I believe that no one should ever have to endure public ridicule, I also believe in the power of forgiveness. I'm choosing to move forward and focus on the good things in life. I'm grateful for the support I've received and am excited for what the future holds." The decision was met with mixed reactions. Some people praised Carrie for showing grace and maturity, while others felt that she had let the TV host off too easily. Regardless of the opinions, Carrie had made a choice that aligned with her values. She had chosen peace over conflict, and she had shown the world that sometimes the best way to handle criticism is with understanding and forgiveness. The legal battle ended, and Carrie's life returned to normal, but the lessons learned from this experience stayed with her. She had learned the power of standing up for herself, but she had also learned the importance of forgiveness and moving forward. The incident became a defining moment in her career, and the world would always remember it as a testament to Carrie Underwood's character and her ability to rise above adversity. The TV host, now somewhat humbled by the turn of events, issued his own statement acknowledging the power of words and how they can impact others. He expressed regret for his actions and praised Carrie for her strength, though many still questioned whether his apology was sincere or simply a strategic move to end the legal battle. In the aftermath of the trial, Carrie's fans rallied around her more than ever. They appreciated how she handled the situation with dignity and integrity. Her social media platforms were flooded with messages of support, not just from her fans, but from fellow celebrities who admired her for standing up for what was right. Many commended her for choosing to forgive and move on, recognizing that it wasn't just about winning a lawsuit. It was about showing the world that kindness and strength could coexist. For the TV host, the fallout was not as kind. His once loyal followers were divided, and some criticized him for trying to brush the whole thing off with an apology. While some respected his willingness to admit his wrongs, others felt that it was too little, too late. The public's trust in him had been shaken, and the backlash lingered for weeks. Carrie, on the other hand, continued with her career, more focused than ever on her music and her family. The entire experience taught her important lessons about the pressures and responsibilities that come with fame. She realized that no matter how much love and support she had, there would always be critics ready to tear her down. But instead of letting that consume her, she learned to channel her energy into creating music that resonated with people on a deeper level. It wasn't long before Carrie released a new album, one that reflected her growth as an artist and a person. Fans and critics alike were quick to praise the album, with many noting the emotional depth and authenticity in her songs. It was clear that the events of the lawsuit had inspired her, and her music now had an even more powerful message: resilience, strength, and the power of forgiveness. The lawsuit and its resolution had a lasting impact, not just on Carrie and the TV host, but on the larger conversation about how public figures are treated in the media. The case sparked widespread discussions about the fine line between free speech and personal defamation, and it led to calls for more responsible journalism and media commentary. In the months that followed, there was a noticeable shift in the way celebrities were approached by the press. While criticism and jokes were still a part of the celebrity world, there was a growing recognition of the importance of respecting people's humanity, regardless of their fame or status. The case became a turning point, a lesson in the power of words and the responsibility that comes with using them. For Carrie, life moved on. She continued to perform, tour, and write music, always with the understanding that the public eye could be both a blessing and a curse. But she no longer let the fear of criticism or mockery control her. Instead, She took every opportunity to use her platform for good, advocating for causes she believed in and encouraging others to rise above negativity. The TV host, in the years that followed, would never fully recover from the damage to his reputation. While he remained a public figure, he found himself frequently apologizing for his past actions. The case had shown that even the most influential people in the media could be held accountable for their words, and the public was no longer as willing to tolerate disrespectful behavior. Carrie, on the other hand, emerged from the experience stronger and more beloved than ever. She had proven that standing up for herself didn't mean becoming a fighter or a victim. It meant choosing to be true to herself, no matter what. Her story became a beacon of hope for those who had ever been unfairly judged or criticized, showing that you could be kind and still stand your ground. As Carrie Underwood moved forward, she continued to inspire not just with her music, but with the way she handled one of the most challenging moments of her career. Her story of resilience, grace, and forgiveness would continue to resonate with people for years to come, leaving a lasting legacy both in her music and in the hearts of those who admired her. The world had learned an important lesson from this legal battle, not just about the rights of public figures, but about the power of words and how kindness, humility, and strength could triumph over cruelty and mockery. Carrie Underwood's decision to take action, to stand up for herself, and ultimately to forgive, left a mark that would never fade, and her story would continue to inspire for generations to come.